I'm Alli. I came out after 20 years of marriage, and I have 3 kids.
I'm Melisa, and I have 2 kids, and I came out at 37 after an 11-year marriage.
This podcast is about coming out later and the struggles and victories that come with it.
When coming out feels like the end of the world, but it's really just the beginning.
This is the Lesbian Chronicles. Welcome to the Lesbian Chronicles, where we fix the board.
We fixed the board. Oh my God.
It was a lot of technical engineering.
This was amazing.
It took both of us.
It took my entire mass communications degree.
Exactly. And then I started to say something offensive, and Melissa began to tell me, I don't have time to edit you tonight, so please try not to be offensive.
I can't cut out
I don't have
any
time
rants.
to cut out your bullshit, so please don't be offensive.
I want to go to bed at a decent hour tonight, and I plan on
fair.
editing this tonight when I get home. So
that's very, very fair. I'm going to be on such good behavior.
Yes, this is Alli without editing.
This is me with no editing. But I like what we're talking about because very recently you brought up this topic, but I had sent I think I probably sent it to you too, but I sent it to Tatum, which was this therapist talking about like what he considers an ick. And one of the things that which is what we're talking about today, which is like dating icks, but he was saying kind of that like what's an ick to him is someone who doesn't know what they want and they're kind of one day like you, one day don't. Mm-hmm. It's like, it's an ick. It's like, get your shit together. Yeah. Do you want to hang out with me or not?
I think that's a great example of that's like a true ick.
It's like a turn off.
Some are really superficial.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I always think about the one that I had when I was dating guys back when I was living in Florida in my 20s.
Right.
And this guy came over to my house and he had brought chicken wings and he gets ranch dressing and he squirts the ranch dressing on the plate, but it like goes everywhere. And he made this weird noise when it happened.
Oh my God. I know the noise.
And I was like, oh, God,
gross.
like you're weird now. And
that's all I hear.
He like went from like very attractive, tall, blonde military man to just like,
please don't
like
ever
Steve
do that
Urkel.
again.
I don't know.
Exactly. That's really funny.
But it was like, what a dumb thing for me to get the ick about. But I think it was easy for me to get the ick over men anyway.
Yeah, so it was just like, you can't do anything right.
Like women, I'll be like, oh, but it's cute.
Yeah, I know the sound effects. I don't like it.
Yeah.
So that is an ick.
I don't know.
Yeah, but this guy was just saying like people that do that, if they're high 1 minute, low the next, like on you, like hot and cold. He basically was like, you need to just say to them, like, this is beneath me. This is childish. Like, I'm not a child. I'm not interested, and move on and be not interested. You don't go into this long thing about, I can't do this, and please don't do this to me. Like you're the victim. There's none of that. It's just simply, this is beneath me. This behavior is beneath me, and go on about your way. I'm not interested. And I don't know, that spoke to me enough that I sent it to Tatum. And I think that's so true. It's like if somebody's like 1 minute treating you really well and the next minute blowing you off, you think you have plans and you're like waiting around and you don't know if you have plans. It's rude.
It is.
And so to me, that's an ick.
For sure.
It's not cool. It's not like that makes you cool because you're hard to get. To me, that's an ick.
Yeah. Like if you've had plans with someone, you made the plans like a few days beforehand, and like, I think it's common courtesy to touch base the day before.
I do too.
You know, just like
make
solidify the
feel
plan.
good. Yep.
Yeah. Make the person feel good. But it's like, if you're not doing that, and then like, let's say you haven't solidified plans and you're waiting around all day, like, okay, we said we were going to hang out on Saturday, but we didn't say when.
Yeah. And
they don't text back. And then you get a text at like 4:00 that says like, hey, sorry, I've been busy all day, but you know, I can hang out at 5:30. Right. It's like, no.
Yeah.
Like, you lost the chance.
Yeah, you lost the chance.
Like,
and I think people respect that. Like, to me, there's something really respectful about someone saying, I've already moved on. I made other plans. Like, waiting around, that should never be okay. And again, like, it's rude. And to me, rude is a turnoff. It's an ick. So I don't like that at all. Like, I've had friends say that to me, like, hey, I don't know. I think I might have a date, but I'm not sure yet.
Right.
And it's like, if you're not clear, like one of the things that I did really like about my partner in the really early days was she was so sure of what she wanted and very wasn't embarrassed to say it.
Yeah.
Like, I really want to go out with you.
I think that's like a fine line, though, because sometimes people get kind of turned off when you're like that forward. You know?
Right. I guess she read the
does
room.
Feel like, for me, if someone's that forward, sometimes I'm kind of like, wait, what? Like, you just like picked me? Like, you know, that kind of thing.
Right.
I think it varies with like how well you know the person too.
Or even just like maybe you've had a little, and of course we'd had a conversation and then she said, like, she knew me a little bit.
Yeah.
But to me, I think what was confident is like, I think it might have been Michelle Flamer who said, I want to have an intentional friendship with whoever. Yeah. She was like, I say to my friends, I want to have an intentional friendship with you, and here's what it looks like. It looks like a happy hour on Friday night. It looks like 2 phone calls a week. I'm making this up.
Yeah.
But like, I think that there's something really cool about that, and you can translate that to dating of like, you know, maybe you meet someone, you have a great conversation, and you have the guts to say, I really like you, and I want to have an intentional date with you. Like, I want to go out with you. I'd like to talk to you. I want to know you better.
Yeah.
Versus like, I don't know, like skirting around it. There's something at this stage in my life that just feels like, no thanks.
Yeah. Like there's not enough time to sit around and like wait and wonder if this person's like worth your time.
Right. So I guess that would be an ick. What's another ick besides really gross sound effects?
Besides gross sound effects. Oh boy. See, everything I can think of is like physical stuff. I don't know.
Okay, let me tell you what's a big ick for me.
Okay.
When people have like dirty, I don't care if your house doesn't have to be fancy, it doesn't have to be like awesome, but it does need to be like clearly cleaned if I'm showing up.
Yes.
And like if people have me over for dinner and they knew they were having me and other people, this is going to sound so rude, but I come in and I can tell like there was no prep. It's just like a complete fucking mess, and there's shit everywhere, and there's like dog hair, and like to me, that's a massive ick.
Yeah.
Like I know myself, I wouldn't be attracted to
you mean like clothes scattered about, like that
or
kind
like
of
you
stuff.
just didn't take the time, or like maybe like there's the island is a mess with shit everywhere, and there's like you knew you were having people for this meal.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm into entertaining, and so maybe that's a me thing, but it's just like when you show up at my house, I believe that it shows that I care enough about you that I want you to walk in and like, I don't know, think that it's clean. And I don't know. This is like a me thing.
Light a candle.
Or like make your bed if I'm going to be.
I never make my bed.
You don't?
No.
I don't like do it kick ass, but like I very rarely am climbing back into the bed. If you knew a woman was coming over, would you make your bed?
I probably would.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's just it. Like no one's in my bedroom.
Yeah.
Right now.
Right.
So... But
That's
I
fair.
have had that thought lately. I'm like, I'm getting into like some bad habits of like leaving clothes on the bathroom counter and stuff. And I'm like, ugh, if I start dating someone, this can't continue.
This can't continue.
Like,
this cannot continue.
Because I think that's just kind of what you're saying. It's like, if I knew someone was coming, I would 100% be like, clothes are going in the hamper. Like, I'm clearing off all my makeup and shit off the kitchen, off the bathroom counter.
Yes.
Like,
I do this even with my children. Like if they're having friends over, I'm like, close your drawers, like pull your shades up, like bring your glassware downstairs. Like, I don't know. There's like something really cool about someone who preps to like entertain someone. I don't know. Maybe it's this.
Clean your toilet.
Clean your toilet. We have this thing in Decatur that I learned is like a neighborhood thing where very quickly after you clean the toilet, a ring develops from the water. It's like a thing.
Oh, like the red.
I don't know what it is, but it's like this ring will show up like 3 days after you've cleaned the toilets. And it's like, it really troubles me.
You know, that's like not the hard water thing, but thinking on clean bathrooms. When I first met my ex-husband, he had just moved out of this townhouse that he had lived in with like, I think there was like 5 guys living in this, like maybe like 2-3 bedroom townhouse. And the bathroom there was disgusting.
It's like the bathtub is like
so
a
bad.
ring.
Like barnacles in the toilet.
I know exactly what you mean.
And I was like, thank God he moved out of here, because I would not have been able to like deal with that. Like if that's where he lived.
And it's like you're stepping in that bathtub.
Yeah, no way.
That's an ick.
So that, I guess all of mine go back to dating men. Because like I said, women, I'm just like, oh, it's okay.
Okay, what else though? What else?
Well,
what about what people order to eat? You have any feelings around that?
No, because I'm not eating it.
Yeah, that's fair.
So
I don't either.
Like,
I don't
order
care
what
about
you
that.
want. But I have known people who have been like very vocal about
What you order.
what I order. Yeah. Or like
like
what
I
the
was with
table is
someone.
ordered. Like that we ordered cheese and it's like, oh, that's such a, waste of calories, that kind of thing. It's like, well, then don't eat the cheese.
Yeah, just don't eat it.
Like,
Yeah,
everyone else
I
is
hope
enjoying
I don't
cheese.
do that. Yeah, jeez. That's really funny.
But yeah, for me, like I've been on the dating apps a little bit lately. So I've got a whole list of dating app
Icks. Okay, tell me.
that are, and it's funny because I'm like, I want to preface this with like, I'm not being like, I'm saying this more of like a PSA.
A PSA and
Of like, if you're doing these things, this might be why someone's not swiping right on you, because it's just things that I notice that are an ick, or that I'm like, I don't know about this person. The first one is that I see a lot of people using filters on their pictures.
Oh my God.
And I'm not talking like, okay, you turned one picture to black and white for like an artistic effect. Cool. Great.
Yeah.
I'm saying like every picture has like some kind of like Snapchat filter on it where you got like kitty cat ears.
No,
like,
that's done.
I can't
There's
do it.
no way.
I can't.
There's zero chance.
And it's usually those people who are also doing, and I'm using 2 apps right now. They both have a limit of 6 pictures. So you don't have a lot of pictures to choose from.
Don't tell me they're out of the 6 pictures. They're doing like 2
Out of the
bunny ears.
6 pictures, it'll be like all pictures of their face. And it'll be like all kitty cat pictures or something. Well, some people don't put on a full 6.
Okay.
You can do less than that.
You
But
want the
I'm
full
like,
body shot.
I want a full body shot. We've talked about this before. Just like Napoleon Dynamite, Kip was like, bummed he hadn't seen a full body shot yet. I agree with Kip.
Okay. Is it more because like you want to see the energy?
And that's the other thing. It's like I feel energy from like reading people's profiles, looking at their pictures. There are
The way
some
they
people
hold their shoulders,
where I see their pictures and I'm like, this person looks like they are a lot of fun. They look like they have good energy. Like they'd be good we'd be good in a room together.
Yeah.
And it's an interesting thing to say that, like, okay, like, what do you even mean? But like, if I'm seeing just your face, I'm not getting a good read on like your energy
Or how you hold
your
your
presence.
shoulders. Or are you
Yeah,
masculine?
exactly.
Are you,
Yeah, like your presence in the room.
Yeah.
So I would like to see at least one full body shot. And
it's not
people's
about
profiles.
like weight.
It's not, exactly.
It's more about just like I can get the whole
Like,
vibe.
what would be
Are
your-
you cargo shorts and sandals,
Right.
or are you? Yeah.
Are you wearing a dress? Are you a mix of both?
Yeah. That's interesting because I listened to our last week's, and I want to say again, like I think that I'm to back up what you're saying about like the full body shot. I don't care as much anymore about people's. It's not really about the appearance at all to me anymore. And I was saying how my daughter kind of said the same thing, and she's only 20.
Yeah.
She's like, it's really like kindness is hot to her.
Yeah.
She's like, if you're like clear about what you want and you're emotionally intelligent and like she can feel you're sweet, that's beautiful. And I totally relate to that.
And I feel like that's kind of hard to convey
Yeah, it
on
is.
the apps. I will say that. It is a difficult thing to convey. But you can't, you do have little prompts and stuff where you can write stuff. And I really like when people mention that they've like hardcore gone to therapy and they want to find someone who's also done the work. Like, I think that that's really like a positive trait to have.
I agree.
We've talked before about how growing up therapy was kind of frowned upon to like talk about, but like to see someone posting that on an app, I'm like, hell yeah.
Yeah, no,
Like, that sounds
guests,
great.
Yeah, guests say that that's like a major thing they want to see. They want to know that you've done the work and you're in a growth mindset.
The other thing is I can tell when pictures are old. Like if they were taken like a few years ago, they're like pixelated.
Yeah.
Or like, because this is something I've noticed with like stuff on Facebook.
Right.
Is the quality of your photos over time really
Degrades.
It degrades.
Okay.
So if you're pulling an old photo off of Facebook, like sure, you looked great at that wedding in 2010, but Facebook has not held on to that quality photo.
Yeah.
And
It's time to do a new photo.
yeah, I'm like, it comes across and it makes me wonder like, okay, well, what do you look like now?
Yeah.
I've even seen people write on their profile all pictures within the last 6 months. And like, I think that's a cool little thing to add.
But then do you worry like if they're posting that they might be too like it's looks are too important.
Maybe, but I think it goes back to kind of like the energy and the effort kind of thing.
And you do have to be like attracted to someone. I can't be completely not attracted to you and kiss you.
Yes.
So yeah, I get that. I get that.
And this one is definitely a little superficial, but I've talked about this before, that I like to see someone's teeth.
I do too.
Want to know, and I will see people who no teeth pics, no smiling pictures, or it's just like, no tooth smile. And it kind of goes along with the same thing of making the same facial expression in every picture. That's another ick that I have. Like if you're just making the same exact fucking face over and over again, same angle and everything, I'm like, okay, what happens when you turn your head to the left?
Yeah, now if you could do a full rotation, if you could take 2 steps
What's
back.
over there?
What's over there? It's like what I do to my kids if I'm like stealing their food.
Oh man, I feel
hilarious.
I'm like, again, let me just say, I'm not being an asshole. I'm just saying why people might be swiping on you.
Let me tell you something funny about the teeth thing really quick. So we just hired this new person to help with our organic socials, like not a new person, but that works for the same company that we use for our marketing, but they're going to be new on our account. And the lady who's like running our account knows I'm gay, and I just think this is interesting. So she's like, hey, I just wanted you to check out the link. I think you're going to like your new person who's doing socials. Here is her LinkedIn profile. And I swear to God, okay, first of all, she has perfect teeth.
Oh, wow.
Perfect teeth. But she's gay. Like I can tell, and I read her bio, like she's into gay stuff, like she's gay. But I thought, is she showing me that as like, I just want you to know that this is who's on the account. You're gay, she's gay, here you go.
Yeah, you guys should be best friends.
You guys should be friends. And now I'm like, I didn't want to comment back with like to the whole team, like, oh, great, excited. Because then it's like, oh, why?
Of course
am I
the gay one's excited.
Exactly. So, but she's never done that before with anyone else.
Oh
she's
my
put on our
God, that's
account.
funny.
So I thought that was really
Maybe she's like, look at our diversity hire.
Yeah, exactly. But the lady does have really good teeth. I thought of you immediately.
Oh my God,
They're
that's
like
hilarious.
perfect teeth.
That is so funny.
Yeah.
Well, in one of my pictures is from like my acting headshots that I had done, and my teeth look really freaking bright in this
good,
picture.
though,
I've
yeah.
debated on taking it off though, because I'm like, I don't know that they radiate quite that much in person.
Well, you don't want you. I've never thought that. Have I seen it? Is it in one of the things you've sent me?
Yeah.
I've never thought that.
I don't know. Maybe I'll show you later.
You do have white teeth.
The other one, this one drives me nuts. Multiple people in your pictures.
Yeah.
Like I will see and especially the main photo. It'll be the main photo and there's like 3 other people.
But how do you want them? I mean, who has any pictures of them alone?
Well, okay. I think that if you're going to include pictures, I have one picture where it's a group picture. I blacked out people's faces. I feel like, do my friends really want to be on my dating profile? No,
I don't.
And then also, do you want to play like Where's Waldo and figure out which one I am?
Don't.
So like all you got to do is do the markup thing on your phone, and you can duplicate the picture so you're not ruining your original, and duplicate it, and then do the markup on the duplicate, and just black out their faces.
Yeah.
And boom, you can use that photo.
I like that.
The other thing is if I see like a man in the pictures, I'm immediately assuming that you're looking for a threesome. Like I'm going to assume that's your boyfriend or husband.
Do you dig in a little bit or do you just swipe out?
Sometimes like if it's someone who's like not clearly saying that they're looking for, because a lot of people are very clear that they want a threesome.
That's weird.
If they're not clearly saying that and it looks like it could maybe be like a brother situation, or maybe their dad, I don't know. I'll ask. Or maybe gay boyfriend, I don't know. I will ask. But a lot of the time, if I see that, I'm like, like it's too risky.
Yeah.
Too risky. Like they're going to kidnap me once we match.
It's too risky. Speaking of the group photos, I think it's a ick if you post that you're hard partying.
Yeah.
Like that shouldn't be what you're leading with.
Yeah, I would say maybe
that?
like a picture with, if you have like a glass of wine
Totally
or something.
fine. Totally
but
fine.
if it's like
you're
on spring break,
picture looks like you're at a bar partying.
Yeah.
To me, what that tells me, it's not a problem that you're at the bar partying. What that tells me is that you value that so much that that's what you want the world to see. So it's more like that's what you chose.
And maybe
to
that
lead
is what
with.
their world
and
is.
maybe it is, but then that tells me that's
Right.
an ick for me because
That's
I don't.
not your world.
Yeah, I don't. You can go have 10 glasses of wine.
Yeah.
And party, but like if every picture is at a bar,
Mm-hmm.
like what?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I don't even know what this means. I have written down women who look like they're from Whoville.
Whoville.
Whoville, like
I know.
like the Grinch.
Dr. Seuss.
I think I mean the people who have like massively overdone lips and fillers.
Oh, got it.
I think that's what it is.
Okay. Yep. You're not into that. Some people though really like that.
Some people really do.
Yeah.
And I think it can be done really well.
It can be.
100%.
Totally.
But I mean, I have filler, no lies.
Yeah.
But there's some people where I'm like, oh my God,
Yeah.
Cindy Lou, whose mom is on here. Oh, okay. There's also I had never heard of this before. The letters ENM. Do you know what that means?
No.
Ethically non-monogamous. I saw this on a few profiles and I was like, what does that mean? I had to Google it. So that means that they're basically like openly
To any color.
No. They're open to any. They're in a relationship, but they're allowed to go outside of the relationship.
Ethnically or ethically?
Did I say ethnically?
I thought you said ethnically. Okay, non-monogamous.
Ethically.
Ethically non-monogamous, meaning that like ethically, I'm going to date
I'm
a lot of
gonna
different
date.
people.
Now I'm wondering what I said. Did I say ethnically or ethically?
No, we won't know until the show
All
airs.
right.
But I think if it's ethically non-monogamous, what you're saying is that they're saying, I'm going to be honest with you about it. I'm going to do it in an ethical way, but I don't want to be with one person.
Exactly.
That's
and
fine.
like, yes, to each their own.
Yeah. I don't want that.
I don't want that. Again, same thing as you don't want a party, or I don't want someone who's also in another relationship. It makes me feel uncomfortable, and it makes me like, it stirs up a lot of like jealousy and feeling chosen, like childhood wounds that I just don't want to stir up on purpose.
Right.
But yeah, to each their own. Totally great. I love that people can be like open about it, but also it was just a term that I came across. I shouldn't even include this as an ick. It's more of like, here's a lesson about dating apps if you get on there. That's what that means.
But does it also mean, like, to me, I'd be curious about somebody who's ethically non-monogamous, an E and B. Are they really, like, to me, it's like, do you eventually maybe meet someone who you enjoy more than all the others?
Right. And you decide.
Then you want to settle
and that's
down?
where I get scared that I'm not going to be picked.
Yeah.
And I'm the last kid not picked at dodgeball.
No, I'll pick you. No. But, like, I do think Tatum was dating this guy who said he doesn't want to have a girlfriend, and now, like, he wants to be her boyfriend. Mm-hmm. So I do think sometimes you're just ethically non-monogamous at the beginning because you don't know what you want.
Yeah.
I guess we're all that way at the beginning.
And maybe if, a long time ago, we did have someone on, a guest on who's polyamorous, and she shared about that. So if we have a listener that does this and they make it work, I would love to hear from them.
And make it work, define make it work, and how long do you make it work? Can you make it work a lifetime? I don't know about that. Because it's like sooner or later doesn't...
But I think they have primary partners too. But I thought that was polyamorous. I don't know.
Okay. Fair enough.
Moving on, and we're circling back into the icks now. I don't like to see that people have like really revealing or sexy pictures on there.
Okay.
To me, it's like, it says that you're looking for a hookup.
It also is, what are you choosing to highlight about yourself? What do you think is so important?
Well, and some of these pics, I'm like, shouldn't you just like be texting that to the person that you're dating?
Yeah.
Like that you're interested in? Like, it feels like a lot to be putting on a public dating app.
Do you follow Britney Spears?
I don't.
What?
But I do know, like, I've seen some stuff. I don't follow her because I
just made me think of that immediately.
Yeah.
No, I'm totally with you, but I go back to, again, not a problem that you want to post that. It's just, to me, that told me a lot about you because you think that's important enough that you're going to lead with that. It's like on your college essay. What do you want these people to know about you?
Yeah. So I guess my point being, if you're looking for a hookup, great. And that's an excellent way to signal that.
Yeah.
But if you are looking for a long-term relationship, someone like me, if I see that, I'm not going to swipe.
Okay.
Because I'm going to be like, they just want to hook up.
Yeah.
And I don't do the hookup thing.
Melissa never wants to hook up.
I want to hook up with someone that I know.
I'm kidding. It's totally fair. You know I'm the same.
I don't want to put my mouth on someone that I don't know.
Trust me, I don't either.
All right. This is the last one, and it's one that I am still surprised that I'm seeing, because it's no longer, we're not in COVID, but people are still posting pictures where they're wearing a mask, like a COVID mask.
Okay, what is that? Why is that an ick for you?
Because you only see half your face.
Okay.
And I'm like, why?
It's just a picture. Like, just take it down for the picture and put it right back on.
Like, why are we posting that picture?
Yeah,
It kind of circles back to, like, it's probably old.
Or do they want you to think they're really pro-mask?
Maybe it's a signal that they are safe. They care about that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It just kind of makes me like, when you only have 6 pictures to post.
Yeah.
Why are we putting one where half of your face is covered?
That's fair.
So.
Okay, let me tell you one of mine. If I'm out with you on a date, I feel like it's an ick if you are not that you don't have to do things for me, none of that, but like attentive, and it's clear that you want to be there with me, and you're not like circling the room or like trying to, like, I'm the touch point that you're there with. Mm-hmm. And to me, that feels, I love safety. I love like to know what's happening. I don't like surprises. I think there's something really lovely about that. And like, so I guess that's not an ick. It's more like something I know I like. And if somebody didn't do that for me, like let's say we're out, we both go to this event, and they're kind of like leaving me on my own, and they're off doing something, and I'm not shy at all. I can have 1,000 conversations, but if I came with you, I want to be with you. Yeah. And so that's an ick to me.
Yeah. If someone's going to an event with you and then
like I see him half the time, like I don't, it's not that I mean, I haven't even dated that much. I've been in a relationship, but I've seen that happen. And to me, it's like, I don't know, like this is our date. I kind of think it's an ick too, if it's like our date and you're taking me to this public forum.
That doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
I feel like, and this is something where I kind of feel like I'm testing the waters right now.
Yeah. You don't know yet.
Like when the first time we meet up with someone, like I really don't want to commit to doing like a long time thing.
Yeah, that's fair.
And so I keep opting for coffee.
But do you ever feel like you want wine because it'll like settle your
Well, and
nerves?
that's just it too. It's kind of like, well, that feels a little bit more intimate to go have a drink.
Yeah.
You know, like having coffee feels like a business meeting.
I know. It's like, but you don't want the business meeting either. And then you have the problem with the coffee where you're standing in the line making small talk for the coffee.
Right.
I hate that.
And then it's like you're at the register, like who's going to pay?
Yeah. And it's like, oh, hey, what are you doing? Yeah, I don't like it. I think the wine is nice because then you're waited on, mm-hmm. and there's not that awkward period ordering the coffee together.
Yeah.
It's one drink.
And I think that, yeah, I'm kind of experimenting right now.
Yeah, let me know when you find
I
out.
keep doing the coffee thing, but I feel like it is a little bit like too buttoned up.
Yeah.
And yeah, maybe I need to shift to the drink.
Yeah, maybe shift to a drink.
Because I feel like a drink isn't it's the same thing as coffee. It's not a long-term commitment, mm-hmm. you know, but it does feel more intimate.
You could even do it like early enough so that it's not like, hey, let's go sit outside somewhere and have a drink from 4 to 5. I have dinner plans.
Yeah.
And then if it's fun.
You know, that's kind of exactly how like things with Marina and I played out when we first met.
Yeah.
We met for a drink and we both had plans after that.
Yeah. So it was like there was no question what you were doing.
So it was like we had a time limit.
Yeah.
And then we wanted to hang out again later.
Right.
So
it's like a nice play. And it's like you're having fun because you're having this drink, and it's like this, I don't know, you're not looser, but just
I didn't drink that night. Now that I
Really?
think about it. Yeah. Like that was the Pride weekend that I didn't drink at all.
Why?
I was just taking a break and actually just kind of like wanted to be like mindful that weekend.
Yeah, I like that.
So
yeah,
keep my presence.
I know. Well, and look how well it turned out.
Yeah, totally.
No, it did. I mean,
it did
time.
for 2 years.
Come
yes,
on.
It did turn out well.
Okay, I'll tell you another ick of mine.
Okay, man, you've got a lot.
I know. I feel bad. Like I always sound so judgy, but we're doing icks.
I was gonna say, yeah. Please don't come at us and say you guys are assholes.
These are icks. Like these are my icks personally.
Personal icks.
I don't like when people are bombed.
Like drunk.
I don't want to. If you're slurring your words, I've been there. So I've been this person. So I'm not at all judging. I'm just saying, like, if we go out on a date and you're getting drunk enough that you're slurring your words to me, I feel like, I don't know, like I don't feel respected in
especially
that moment.
Like on those first dates.
Like go have a great time, have a whatever, and it's no problem. It just wouldn't be probably the person for me because I'm a little anxious about the drinking.
Yeah.
I don't want like a
and that's
party central. That's a me thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I can see after maybe a few dates being like, all right, let's go have some drinks.
Let's tie one on.
Loosen up a little bit.
Maybe after a few dates.
Yeah.
And trust me, Maria and
dance.
I, when we first went out, we went to one of our first dates was to go see Amos Lee. And it was at like in Cobb. Yeah, it was far.
Oh, wow.
From where we live. And we were, I mean, it's one of the most drunk times I even remember ever being.
Wow.
So, I mean, I've done it.
Yeah.
I don't love that. We came back to Atlanta and then we were like at the Righteous Room continuing to drink. And I don't know. I'm sure I woke up really anxious about that.
Well, alcohol makes you anxious.
Yeah, especially me because I don't want to be out of control.
It's like people will be like the next day, oh man, I have so much anxiety. I better have a drink. And it's like, well, it's because you drank last night.
Yeah.
So
that's it.
It's annoying.
It is annoying. Do you have any more?
I don't. Those are all the dating app icks that I had written down. I'm trying to think if I have any other like dating icks.
I do. To go back though to the dating thing, better than the apps is Instagram.
I know you keep saying that.
I know because then you can really like look
maybe
at
I'll
what
give
people
that a
are
shot.
into.
But you know what's funny is like a few people that I've connected with on the apps, they don't do social media, like period.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's even cooler.
So, but it's kind of like, okay, well, how do we get to know each other?
Yeah, without this thing.
Yeah.
But they don't do it at all? Like, no, none of it. Like, I don't have Facebook, but I do have Instagram.
Yeah, they don't do any of it. Or maybe they're just telling me that because they don't want to talk to me anymore.
No, I think that no one's going to say
My
that.
pen pals. That's another, I guess that's another ick. It's like, all right, are we going to meet or not?
Yeah.
Like I don't want another pen pal.
And don't you think too, like if you do it too long, now you've built this thing in your mind to be better than maybe it is, or maybe not. Maybe it's just like different than what you thought.
Yeah.
Because I haven't met you yet.
I thought of another dating ick.
Okay.
And that is talking about the other people that you're dating.
Would anyone
this
do that?
This has happened to
Bullshit.
me. Yes.
What?
I went out with, this was a few years ago, went out with this woman like 3 times. And the third time we hung out, we went to IKEA. Like what a weird date. But I needed to go to IKEA and she did too. So, but while we were there, she's like telling me about these other women that she'd gone out with and like how things were going with them. And I was like.
In a good way or a bad way?
In a, like, kind of a mix of both. But I was sitting there and I'm like, I feel like I'm being friend zoned right now, and I don't really feel like dealing with this. So
that is weird.
She reached out to me one more time, and I just never like brought anything of it because I was like, "Nah, it's okay that you're dating other people, but totally, I don't want to feel like I'm in competition."
No, and wait, why though? Like, I don't understand what value that brings to the conversation.
I have no idea. I don't know if it was like a way to like low key try to make me jealous. Maybe.
Okay. Were you?
No, it made me want to just peace out.
Yeah. I think that's really weird.
And I did.
Do you ever sit there on the date and you have literally no idea what to say?
No, because I can talk to a freaking brick wall.
Okay. No problem.
Yeah. Well, and I don't feel like if someone's not chatty enough over text, like, then why am I going to make the effort to even meet them?
So, but like, okay, so you sit down, you get a drink, and then it's like you're starting the conversation. And then are there moments of like, okay, so
not
2,
really.
3, 4, 5. Do you do the thing where you have questions?
Like, I mean, I've only hung out with like a few people since getting back on the apps, and then prior to that, I feel like most of the people I met, I could sit down and talk to pretty decently.
Yeah. I think too, like, we're both curious people. I'm
right.
Very
I
curious.
ask a lot of questions.
I know.
And honestly, that's one thing that I'm kind of like, ooh, I better like chill because I feel like sometimes I'm asking too many questions.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know if I seem over eager or annoying.
No, I've asked a shit ton of questions. But sometimes I wonder, am I asking, because I am curious. I've always like have this like, I want to know all these things. But I also think sometimes they say when people do that, it's because they don't want to give space for them maybe to dig into your stuff. Like maybe it's like a protective measure that I keep asking so that they don't come back and ask me.
Oh, see, but I will share my own thing.
Yeah, I think I do too.
So
I think I do too.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. I'm like, don't talk about yourself too much.
I know. That's
this is where my ADD and my ADHD really come out to shine.
Well,
getting to know people.
I think that you don't do that, but that's an ick. Like if someone, we were sitting at dinner, this is like not that long ago, and I was listening to the couple next to me, the man is talking incessantly. I'm talking like this woman's not getting a word in. And you can tell they don't know each other well because he's saying things that are like she would know if they were dating. Telling her all this shit. And then he got up to go to the bathroom, and I literally said to Maria, I'm like, I have to say something to her.
Oh my God, did you?
No, because Maria's like, please don't. But I'm like, I feel like compelled to say to her, like, this guy's a complete loser. Be done.
Oh my God. You can leave.
You can leave right now.
Yeah.
Or even call him out in front of her.
Yeah.
Like, dude, are you ever going to shut up? She hasn't said a word.
Oh my God. But what if he was like a total jerk and like yelled at you?
Then he yells at me.
Oh God.
I mean, nobody could argue that he was talking the whole time. So I thought I was getting.
How funny would it be if you just popped over the booth and looked over and like, sir, are you ever going to shut the fuck up?
Exactly. But it was like I wanted him to know that, like, if that was my son, like, I would be, I don't know. I had the ick for her of like, it's enough. Ask her one question. And she was being so sweet. And then I thought about my kids, and I'm like, God, guys, we got to do better than this.
Right? Oh man. And see, that's why you shouldn't go sit down and have dinner with someone that you don't know yet.
But I'm the type of person, though, if we're sitting there and if that's happening for long enough and you're not asking me anything, I'm saying something.
This is where people get up and like go to the bathroom and never come back.
Yeah.
Too.
Or I might be like, I might say it right there.
Yeah. On TikTok, I hear a lot of stories. This is like straight dating.
Yeah.
Where that happens, where the guy or the girl will get up and go to the bathroom and just peace out.
Yeah.
And like block their number, unmatch all the things.
Wait a minute. So they don't even like send them a
text? They don't even
from
say
Uber?
Like, sorry, that wasn't, well, maybe sometimes people will send some kind of text like that, but usually it's just like poof, gone.
Oh
like
my God.
Ghosted.
Yeah.
So, and people like talk about the story of what happened and be like, I don't know what I did, but
that's why you have to tell them.
I know. Well, yeah, I do agree. Like if someone was doing that, like talking incessantly about themselves.
Maybe you do politely finish the date and then you say, I don't want to go out with you again, and here's why.
Oh, I could never say that to someone's face.
Or maybe you say it via text or phone after. Like, I don't want to go out with you
I
again.
do want to see people shift away from just the ghosting thing. I think that's really rude.
Right.
I've done it too. And I feel really bad that I did it.
Yeah. But why couldn't you just say, if you've only been on one date, like, hey, great time, but not really interested?
Yeah,
like,
I think that is perfectly fine.
Why did you ghost? I'm asking you.
Because I didn't have the courage to say that.
Okay, because you felt like it would hurt their feelings so much.
Right. But I feel like it hurts worse to be ghosted.
Yeah.
So I'm making a point not to do that.
Yeah, because it's not, like if somebody said to me, I had a really nice time with you, but I know that like there's no future.
There's not a romantic connection here.
Yeah, there's not a romantic connection. I'm probably not, I don't know, maybe I would be kind of sad.
I think it can hurt a little bit, but I think it feels better to hear that directly and not be like checking your phone and wondering, you know?
Yeah.
And the last thing I would want is someone to like ask me out again and have to be like, oh, no.
Oh, no.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Or not respond to that text of being asked out again. I don't know. I think it's just polite.
Yeah, it's just like good dating etiquette.
Yeah.
And I'm in this phase too of like it all comes back, like everything, I don't know, like it all comes back to you. So what you do out there is what's going to roll your way.
100%.
Yeah.
Firm believer.
I am too. All right, well, let's plug the website one more time.
Yes.
lesbianchroniclespodcast.com. Get on there, sign up, make connections, write, tell your story. The more, the merrier.
More and more people joining. So if you might have checked when we first started it and you were like, meh, go back and check again. And again, like you can use a fake name. Like it's okay.
Yep.
So
I love it. All right, my friend.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Want to support the Lesbian Chronicles podcast? Rate us and write a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify.
We love listener feedback. If you'd like to share your story, email us at melissaandalli@gmail.com. That's Melissa, MELISA, and Alli, ALLI, @gmail.com. Or follow us on Instagram at Lesbian Chronicles.